Welcome to Jump Back Up July. This month's theme is all around resilience. Now, of course, all the 10 keys to happier living can contribute to greater resilience and help us cope when times are tough. But it doesn't mean to say that we'll never feel unhappy, but rather we have a bigger set of resources, if you like, and tools that can help us manage through difficult times. So perhaps just feel a little bit more in control, which is really important for our well-being and indeed our resilience. So here are three simple tips to try this month. The first is notice how you're thinking and talking about your difficulties and how you feel as a result of them. Are you describing them in a way that kind of nudges you to think of them in a fixed or permanent way, or in a way that perhaps recognizes that they can change? I recently read that in the Irish language, in Gaelic, instead of saying, I am sad, for example, we'd say, I have sadness upon me. Now, this can perhaps make us feel that actually it's not me, sadness is not an integral part of me, but it's something that comes and can also go. Likewise, if we're struggling with a challenge, a simple word change can really make a difference to how we persist and work at something. So, for example, I'm no good at that just becomes I'm no good at that yet, or I just can't do that becomes I'm I can't do that yet, and it recognizes that we can actually learn and improve. My second tip is around using your phone as a force for good this month. Now, somebody recently described to me that their phone was a pick me up in their pocket. And I really like that because we hear a lot about how our phones can be a cause of unhappiness, and indeed they can if we're spending lots of time doom scrolling or chasing likes or comparing ourselves to others. But we can actually turn our phones into an ally, not an enemy. So they can be a great support, for example, when we're feeling low. So, take a moment this month to notice how you feel when you've been on your phone. And if something's making you feel down or not helping in any way, well, limit your time accessing that, or perhaps even delete or mute those sources. Use your phone as a way to connect with other real people in your lives, people that care about you, people you care about, perhaps showing appreciation or sharing kind words. And maybe have a list of kind of go-to accounts that that give you a boost. For example, the Action for Happiness app has daily kind of tips for action and lovely memes and a really lovely community. Or our new 10 Days of Happiness program, a little program you can access on your phones, takes a few minutes a day, that's been shown to boost how people's happiness, as well as learning about the science behind the 10 keys. And my third tip simply this month is get outside, walking if you can. And it's always good to get daylight, and that can be a boost in itself. But as Hippocrates famously said, if you find yourself in a bad mood, go for a walk. And if you're still in a bad mood, walk again. As you go out there, on your walks, it can help you noticing nature, noticing things around you, can help you connect to something bigger, and even put your own problems and difficulties into perspective, which can help you cope. And you can get a well-being boost by being, trying out some sort of mindful walking practices. So, for example, noticing the sights, sounds, and smells of nature around you, even if you're in a city. Or you can even use the time for some creative thinking to help you move forward on a problem or difficulty. So my suggestion for that is, before you go for a walk, just say, this is something I really want to kind of improve or resolve, and then let it go. Practice your mindful walking, however you're doing that. And let your unconscious brain have a bit of space to try and work on the issue. You may even get inspiration from the resilience of nature, incredibly resilient. So, it may take more than one walk, but allow yourself time and space away from your issues to sometimes let ideas that can help nudge you forward pop up into your mind. So my 3 tips this month are to notice how you're thinking and talking about your difficulties to yourself and others, and maybe nudge that language, change that language to just remind yourself that those that our problems and difficulties are rarely permanent and things can change. I'm no good at this yet, for example. Use your phone as an ally, not an enemy, as a force for good to lift up others and as a source of inspiration or happier, healthy habits, if you like, to access those things and mute things that aren't making you feel good. And just get outside, walking if you can, and help yourself put your problems and issues into perspective and even think creatively about how you can move forward. As ever, please do let us know how you're finding the tips, what you're going to try this month on any of our social media channels. We love to hear from you. And we'll see you here again this time next month. Hope you have a good July. Thanks very much.